The 1998 cinematic offering, Deep Impact, is not merely a disaster film. It is a somber, multi-threaded tapestry woven from the chilling certainty of impending global extinction. Released in a year that doubled down on celestial threats, it stood as the introspective, often mournful counterpoint to its flashier peer. Director Mimi Lerner eschews the bombastic, jingoistic frenzy in favor of a profound, almost elegiac focus on the human scale of the apocalypse, charting not the thrilling spectacle of heroism, but the quiet, devastating reckonings of ordinary people facing an extinction-level event, or E.L.E. The genesis of the calamity is an almost whimsical irony. A high school astronomy enthusiast, Leo Biederman, casually photographs an unknown object that an experienced astronomer, Dr. Wolf, tragically confirms as a 7-mile-wide comet on a collision course with Earth. The fatal car crash of Wolf, rushing to deliver his data, introduces an early, bitter taste of fate's capricious nature, ensuring the devastating truth remains submerged in secrecy for a time. The cat is finally let out of the governmental bag not by a leak of scientific data, but by the relentless pursuit of a perceived sex scandal. MSNBC journalist Jenny Lerner, portrayed with a fierce, ambitious energy by Téa Leoni, chases the resignation of a Treasury secretary, believing the key is a mistress named E.L.E, only to be brought into the Oval Office by President Tom Beck, a figure of extraordinary, reassuring gravitas embodied by Morgan Freeman. It is Beck who, in a move of presidential candor that feels both unprecedented and deeply necessary, unveils the true meaning of E.L.E. The clock is set for an impact a year hence, an agonizingly long period of foreknowledge that dictates the film's unique, crushing tension. Humanity is given not a chance to unite, but time to prepare for a triage of civilization. The initial, desperate hope is invested in the Messiah, a US-Russian spacecraft mission designed to land a veteran crew on the comet, drill deep, and detonate nuclear charges, either shattering the comet or, failing that, nudging its trajectory. The mission is led by the old-school, unflappable astronaut Spurgeon "Fish" Tanner, whose presence alongside a team of younger, hotshot astronauts underscores a generational handoff of a doomed future. Their first, perilous attempt on the unforgiving, outgassing surface of the comet is a spectacular, mournful failure. Though the bombs detonate, they merely split the cosmic projectile into two equally deadly fragments, the larger, Wolf, and the smaller, Biederman, both still heading for the pale blue dot. The cost is immediate and personal. A crew member is blinded, another is lost to the void. With the gambit failed, President Beck announces the inevitable Plan B, the construction of massive underground arcs in Missouri limestone caves, designed to shelter a mere fraction of the population, a cold, pragmatic lottery of survival. The chosen 200,000 specialists and 800,000 randomly selected citizens will form the nucleus of a future world, leaving billions to face extinction. This governmental selection process forces the human drama into agonizing relief. Leo Biederman and his family are selected. His girlfriend, Sarah Hochner, and her family are not. His desperate, youthful gesture of marrying Sarah to secure her spot only partially succeeds. The family unit is deemed non-essential. The ensuing emotional rupture, played out against the backdrop of societal collapse, is one of the film's most piercing threads, forcing two teenagers to grapple with the cruel math of survival and love. Meanwhile, Jenny Lerner finds her personal life tragically mirroring the global crisis. Her estranged father, Jason, a veteran journalist who chose career over family, attempts a reconciliation as the end nears. Faced with the choice of her pre-selected place in the Ark, Jenny makes a final, selfless decision, yielding her seat to a colleague with a child and choosing to spend her last moments with her father on a deserted beach, a poignant reconciliation under the gaze of a darkening sky. The smaller fragment, Biederman, strikes the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of the Carolinas, an impact that triggers a mile-high megatsunami. The wave, a monstrous, CGI-rendered embodiment of unstoppable nature, sweeps inland, effortlessly swallowing New York and the entire eastern seaboard, ending the lives of millions, including Jenny and her father, who meet the wave's terrifying embrace in a moment of quiet acceptance. Leo, having ridden his motorcycle to find and rescue Sarah, only makes it to safety in the higher Appalachian foothills, a sliver of hope amid unthinkable destruction, their survival an almost biblical testament. But the final, crushing threat, the 6-mile-wide Wolf fragment, still looms. The surviving crew of the Messiah, low on supplies and with no viable alternative, decides upon a final, heroic sacrifice. In a beautifully underplayed sequence, they say their tearful, final goodbyes to their loved ones via video link, a universal moment of intimacy and farewell. They pilot their damaged ship deep into a fissure in the heart of the Great Comet and detonate their remaining nuclear payload. The resulting blast shatters the comet into 1,000,000 harmless pieces, a glorious final firework that lights up the Earth's atmosphere, averting total extinction. The film ends not with a victory march, but with the quiet promise of recovery. President Beck addresses the survivors, scattered across a devastated but saved Earth, from the Ark, offering a measured message of hope for a future forged from grief and the self-sacrifice of heroes. Deep Impact is, ultimately, a humanist tragedy dressed in science fiction. Its power lies in its sober exploration of what truly matters: family, sacrifice, integrity, when the clock runs out on everything else. It asks, not how we will fight, but how we will choose to die, and, perhaps more painfully, how we will choose to live on.